can. Going back to like the first question, like I said, I think that new music can be a lot of things. So like, for example, like to do some name drops, like I would think like bands that use technology, like even older stuff like Kraftwerk or something like that was and still is new music. Jazz, like John Coltrane recorded Sunship like the same year he recorded A Love Supreme, and like A Love Supreme is like his most accessible kind of and commercially successful album, and then that same year he records this insane free jazz album. So I don't know, I think that's like a cool example of like, yeah, doing new music and popular music kind of at the same time. But then like other things like in the pop realm, like Laurie Anderson or something, like she does lots of new, super cool, exciting stuff, and her music is, yeah, very, I mean, relatively popular compared to some of the other stuff. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, is her music new music that is popular, or popular that is new music?
I would say she's a hard one to define, I think. I think it's like a bit of both, because it's definitely like the style is like more pop music, like electronic sort of dance stuff, but like the technology that she's using, the way she's using the technology, and just some of the stuff that she did was, yeah, pretty groundbreaking when it first came out. Yeah, I think it's informed it a lot. Like I said, when I first started, I was very naive and didn't really know anything, which has its benefits, but I think it probably has more drawbacks than benefits. And I think just like I didn't know what I didn't know, and since coming to academia and going through a couple music degrees, like I've just learned so much, and it's really broadened my horizons. And even like the things that like I've learned so much noise music from university. Like my undergraduate advisor introduced me to Merzbow, and that was like, yeah, that's like one of my favorite artists now. So yeah. Advice. Again, my undergrad advisor, he would say, like when we're working on a piece, I feel like his kind of mantra would always be like, find the thing that this piece is doing and like do more of that thing. Like you should be able to point to the piece and be like, oh yes, it's that piece. It does that thing. Whatever it is, like you should be able to give some sort of elevator sort of pitch, for lack of a better word, or just something really concise that is direct, that anyone can understand. Like it's the piece that does, it's the collage piece or something like that, you know, lots of fast changes, lots of different styles or something like that. Like if I'm talking about like a John Zorn Naked City piece or something like that, or like it's the drone piece or something like that. Just something that you can, a characteristic that you can attribute to it that is meaningful and permeates it as a whole in some sort of way. Yeah. And another one I think would be from Eliot Britton, and it was something like music isn't real, or nothing is real. And it was just about like just how you go to a concert and you see people get on stage and play music, and if it's good, it's great, and it's just like they seem like they're jamming, and it seems so natural and it's flowing so well, especially if you're like at an improv concert or something like that, and it's like it just seems like they just walked up there and did this without any kind of preconceived notion. But most of the time that's not the case. There's been countless hours of rehearsal and things like that, but as the audience member you don't necessarily see that. And I don't know, that comment really struck me, because it's like you can really play with those expectations with the audience. I mean, I guess specifically for composers, I would say work hard, listen lots, and try to find your thing that makes you original, and do more of that thing. Try to find what separates you from everyone else, and just try to, do that. And I guess that also works for creatives and not just composers. I'm a composer. I'm currently based here in Toronto, Canada, in the first year of my doctorate of composition at the U of T. I started off playing drum kit. That was my first instrument. I played it all throughout high school and played in bands and things like that. Then I got interested in making my own music, started studying at the conservatory to get good enough to pass the entrance exam, did my undergrad, came here to do my master's, and now I'm doing my doctorate. And yeah, it's been really great. I perform in a solo noise project called Black Galaxy. I've done a couple performances here in Toronto and a couple back home. Yeah, right now just composing lots of music. I'm working on a piece for the University of Toronto's Tapir Lab. It's a percussion technology lab run by Ayun Huang. So I'm making a piece for 6 percussionists and electronics. That's taken up a lot of time, and it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. And then a piece for saxophone ensemble, also through the University of Toronto. It's based out of the University of Toronto, but like I'm the only one from U of T who's a composer there. Everyone else all the other composers in residence are like from the States and traveling in for it and stuff.
Wow.
So it's kind of external from the university, but also within the university. And then the saxophone one's just the yearly composer in residence project. So me and a couple other composition students are writing for the saxophone ensemble, and I think that'll be premiered in a few months or something like that.